Don't be fooled by his weak looks, since this dude actually has the strongest power in anime, as bro can literally write anything down and it'll happen in real life. His name is Wook, and bro is already a menace to society after obtaining the clap note, as he has already successfully conquered his neighbor with the help of light Rizgami. Regardless, I don't think bro is wanting to stop anytime soon, since once you go papaya hunting with your banana tree plantation, you'll never want to stop. Anyways, next up on his sussy target list is his one and only friend Yura, where she basically likes him, but our boy ain't Chad enough to ever realizes he was into him in the first place. So now the only thing stuck in his mind is him trying to figure out how he can go about using the powers of the legendary book on Yura, since Wook is the biggest beta male around, and I ain't talking about beta fish. Nevertheless, he begins daydreaming about Yura while still right beside her, busy thinking about all the things he can do with her Disneyland, as he wants to Mickey that mouse. Eventually, he snaps back to reality after Yura playfully pokes him and asks what the heck he's thinking about, since it looks like he's totally immersed in another world in his head. With our boy unable to answer, Yura becomes a Stacy and randomly brings up the fact that she's straight up doing nothing on the weekend except play some Roblox, so she offers to cook him something at his place. Of course, our boy is next level dense, at least he accepts the offer, but he still has no idea that his only friend wants Skrillex to show up so she can bangarang his beat drop. Nonetheless, fast forward to the next morning, Yura displays her go-getter skills as she's already out and about with Wook shopping at the grocery store, making sure they already have all her required ingredients so Wook can't cop out. It's also revealed that she's the sugar father of the relationship, as she paid for everything and even paid for extra frozen foods, and she knows bro can't even cook an egg. Regardless, upon arriving at his apartment compound, he goes up the stairs first, so Wook messes up as he's already forgotten rule number 1 of the clap note, especially since Yura is already equipping the right plate legs for the job. Unfortunately, Wook keeps fumbling the bag as he's too slow to get Yura into his apartment, so the two accidentally get ganked by Yumi wanting to go out to grab some food. As such, our boy instantly puts his head down in shame and clenches his fists, since he knows he screwed up real bad, as he doesn't want either girl to have the wrong impression. Regardless, with awkward silence and staring contests in abundance, Yumi breaks the silence by straight up asking Wook if Yura is his girlfriend. Now, of course, we all know our boy don't got game like that, so even Wook gets shocked by her question, so he instantly blurts out that Yura and his relationship is not remotely close to that. Luckily for our sussy Beka boy though, Yura isn't too hurt by his comment, so she doesn't mind and continues with her plan of winning him over with some homemade food. She then decides to prepare some hot dogs, but little does she know she's not the only one already preparing a hot dog, as Wook is busy trying to figure out what he can do to score on her basket. As such, he tries to compliment her by calling her such a good cook, even though she only straight up cooks sausages, but it still leaves our boy amazed. However, Yura turns the conversation upside down on his head as she inquisitively questions him about Yumi, asking if the two are close since her girl detector is picking up something weird. She then makes a subtle remark sounding like an overly attached girlfriend by claiming that she thought Yumi was showing a little too much interest in him. Fortunately for Wook, he's able to unlock a small part of his brain for the first time, so he's able to expertly deflect her questions by saying Yumi is old AF, and she already got a goalie in net for a very long time already. Nonetheless, Wook brain saves the day, so we fast forward a little bit with the two busy catching up at his table. We then discover that Yura has been to his place before a very long time ago, but our bro has zero memory of it happening, since his brain is constantly filled with the image of the red carpet of losses on his match history. Of course, his IQ is super low, so he totally acts surprised once he learns that he invited her along due to Yura being friends with his childhood crush named Suwa. As such, she starts asking more about his love life, trying to find out if bro is seeing anyone, but he accidentally lets it slip that he's basically the loneliest guy on the planet. Nonetheless, Yura doesn't care as she shows off her future wifey qualities, so she continues and has a blast teasing him about things when they were younger. In the end, the entire day passes by quickly without our boy making a move, so he decides to go out at night to think things through. After sitting down on a bench nearby a river, he whips out his notebook and stares at it, allowing him to figure it out himself that he's slowly getting corrupted. It's then revealed that bro was camping her lane, wanting to gank her jungle from beyond the arc the entire time, hoping that some generous airbender would suddenly help him out by sending a random gust of wind towards them, allowing him to witness some undies. Luckily, he's able to contain his inner sussy light Rizgame from coming out of its shell, but it was a hard task, so now our boy has to contemplate whether or not he wants to evolve into a Chad like a real man, or does he need a mystical book to assist him. Regardless, he starts to doubt the powers of the book, since he doesn't even know if it truly works 100%, since he begins to think the only reason it's working is because he's starting to be more straightforward with girls, so the book is only giving him some fake confidence. Now confused on what to do in his life, he lets out a big sigh and sits back down wondering if he really needs a book to score an appointment with rice cake smashing, or will he keep being an extra virgin olive oil if he decides to get rid of the clap note. Nevertheless, Dark Riz Gaming has decided to call upon Lady Destiny to intervene, so our boy gets up to check on some weird mega sussy things he was hearing behind a bush, only to find two lovebirds doing the sussy dance past midnight. Jawook then continues watching from afar as Bro blends into the bushes like the boss solid snake, starting to get flustered as Bro cannot believe his eyes. Eventually, the dude decides to activate his forbidden hand jutsu, allowing him to slowly creep up on the girl's heavenly gates, whilst Rock Lee is ready to open the 8 gates at any time. Suddenly, our boy witnesses a dragon Undi out in the wild, so his heart starts to beat super fast knowing that he could join in on the action romance K-drama occurring right before his eyes. As such, Dark Riz Gaming wins the battle by sending our boy back overboard into the dark side as he's already thinking about using the book to catch them off guard. Regardless, our boy gets whirlpooled back into the corrupted world, so he decides to inch closer to his target to make sure things go according to his plans. And like a true villain immersed in his Elden Ring gameplay, he tries to sneak around the boss, but it somehow works as the two lovebirds are totally unaware Mr. Sussybaka is on the move. Eventually, our boy makes it literally right in front of the boss lair, where the two Randys are still busy cooking up some spicy Indian authentic curry, totally oblivious that their chef skills are intently being watched. Fast forward a few more seconds with the Ghost Reaper Pepper turning up the heat of the rice cakes to max, Jawook successfully completes his mission as Bro literally got to see everything he needed for his legendary powers to activate using the mystical book. Nonetheless, Jawook gets stuck in his front row seat, watching the Miami Heat try their best to stop the Boston Celtics from advancing to the finals, but the random Heat girl tells the Boston boy to slow down his leprechaun, as they could get caught even if no one is around. Anyways, unfortunately for the Celtics boy, he gets blocked by Anthony Davis, as the girl decides to hop off the gravy train and leaves for a moment since she claims she needs to find a bathroom. As such, the girl quickly heads towards the nearest rest stop, with her boyfriend busy waiting for her at a nearby bench, so she takes the opportunity to freshen up like Fabrice. But then, as the girl is busy putting on brand new makeup from her recent makeup haul, the legendary Slender Man appears from nowhere and ganks the unsuspecting mid laner. Of course, the mid laner gets absolutely terrified by the jump scare, since what kind of person would be out and about past midnight on the weekdays? Nonetheless, Mr. Jawook does not back away from his target, and instead, he becomes even more of a sussybeka as Bro literally introduced himself as Chadmaster 9000. Somehow, the short-haired girl started getting flustered from Jawook saying the dumbest thing ever, so it looks like the corrupted book has started to take effect. Luckily for us, our boy gets dumbfounded after she suddenly goes on her attack stance mode where she begins to rapidly insult him for being such a weirdo as Bro didn't read the signs. However, Jawook convinces himself that he shouldn't get scared since he made sure he followed all the rules of the book this time so he can literally go forward thinking nothing can go wrong. After mustering up all his courage to continue on in his journey, he looks to the side and gaslights the Miami Heat by telling her this bathroom is mainly for guys. After taking a quick look around, she realizes that Jawook was a kind soul as Bro wasn't even lying, as it's revealed that it indeed is the guys' room. As such, Jawook tells her to stop playing dumb, since in reality Jawook knew she would mess up as he's the one that wrote down how she would exactly walk into the guys' room by accident. And so the rest was history as everything started to unfold exactly how he wrote it down inside his powerful book. The dude then started to look like Summit 1G while he went as far as brandishing his brand new Japanese katana right in front of the audience, just seconds before the Miami Heat opened up their basket in anticipation for the Dark Rizgami to appear. Now I feel bad for the dude waiting outside as Bro actually gets locked out of the action without him even knowing. All because a book has turned our boy into the biggest menace in society. Meanwhile, Jawook is left speechless, unable to truly fathom how the book is really working as he's literally smashing a rice cake right now past midnight in a random rest stop, which is beyond crazy. Suddenly, whilst the banana tree plantation of Jawook is totally getting watered and treated nicely with the help of his brand new rice cake assistant, the two hear 3 consecutive knocks from the door with a guy yelling for someone named Heron. But since our boy is not even close to being a Sigma male, he instantly turns around looking absolutely scared that it might be his turn to get clapped. The dude outside then continued shouting super loud, asking what the heck Heron is doing to take so long since he never experienced a 1-hour Taco Bell session before. As such, both Heron and Jawook totally stop in their tracks looking like they just got outed during their first ever Among Us match, and now they're stuck as ghosts. Eventually, the boy stops shouting for a few seconds and decides to proceed closer to the door, where he ends up relentlessly smacking the door, But then it turned out he was in the wrong area as he thinks Hurin is in the girl's room. However, he stops as it dawns on him that maybe his girlfriend is busy dropping a number 2 album, so he should probably stop trying to disturb the deuce from splashing.